In a world where we are more connected than ever, the irony is our systems are also more vulnerable than ever. We lock our doors at night, but we leave digital windows wide open. And behind those windows, data, memories, entire identity, just a few keystrokes away from being compromised. Today on BizBlend with your host Sayan, we are diving deep into the intersection of cybersecurity, observability, and system administration. Someone who's been living that infusion. My guest, Bhaskar Sawant, is an AI architect and cybersecurity innovator. He spent over 15 years building, breaking, and securing enterprise systems. From .NET engineering roots to designing predictive AI defenses. Bhaskar's journey mirrors the shift from static protection to intelligent adaptive. So, Bhaskar, welcome to BizBlend. It's an absolute honor to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for warm introduction.
So, Bhaskar, you have said before that the weakest link in cybersecurity is usually, I mean, with all the tech advances in automation, AI, and zero trust systems, why do you think human error is still the main entry point for vehicles today?
Of course, yeah. So when we talk about the cybersecurity, we talk about how to secure our website, whatever the data we are putting onto the website. We need to secure that. That's basically a cybersecurity. And when we implement the cybersecurity without the AI, if we compare before without AI and with the AI, there is a huge difference in between. So when we just rely only on the human decisions to take care of our cybersecurity, there are chances that we can came across the cases where we have compromised with our data. But when we try to put the cybersecurity and AI work together, that's a different story, right?
The initial thing that I wanted to, or I'm curious about, is that, like the main reason for people. So I remember a case in Uber with he simply had something to do with the security brief. But that point, like if we trace back to the the cause of that, it was basically humans, right? And you have also talked about this.
Okay.
Humans is basically the weakest link in cybersecurity.
Correct.
So even if we try to, like, let's say, integrate AI systems, XAI in cybersecurity
Okay.
architectures or zero trust.
So basically, you're
Yeah.
asking why cybersecurity um, alone enough anymore with
Right,
human
right.
decisions.
That's the question.
So actually, because attacks today don't always come as a big or loud event, they show up very small behavior changes, unusual login, strange network paths, privilege creep, some kind of a misuse. If security only checks after something breaks, it's already too late, right? When we depend only on the human decisions. We need a security that is continuous and embedded in a day-to-day operations and informed by the system behavior, which is where the you know we can introduce the AI or observability that plays the key role.
Right, right. I mean, that hits hard. Like, I mean, there are even preferences. We keep upgrading tools for we keep upgrading tools for thinking that it would uh, increase the security in the architecture, but somehow lack in preserving that mindset. It's like giving someone a Ferrari, but never teaching them how to drive. Right. So let's talk about observability versus paranoia. Like, observability is all about visibility in the system, but how do you balance that with not becoming paranoid? Like, when does monitoring for anomalies cross into the line of micromanaging?
So actually, first we need to understand what exactly the observability is when we talk about it, right? So for the normal users of non-technical terms, um, you know, observability tells us why anything went wrong. When we monitor anything, monitoring just tells us something is wrong, but observability tells us why it is wrong. Right. Right. And it's like a car dashboard, a warning light is monitoring, right? But taking it to the mechanic to understand the cause, that observability, it helps us to understand the behavior and not just the error. So that's the main line between the observability and means main thing about the observability. And when we try to put it together with the cybersecurity and the system administration, uh, these three different these three are the different roles, but all working together on the same system. System administration set up the maintenance and the environment. Cybersecurity protects the environment and ensures its safety. Observability gives us the visibility into how the environment is behaving in a real time. If any one of these is missing, you will either blind, or unprotected, or unstable. Observability give us the chance to actually look into the system, and just try to find the context. And when they work together, like the cybersecurity, observability, and the system administration, all this work together, system becomes more resilient, not only to secure but predictable and recoverable. I hope
Thank you
that's
for that. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that insight. That's great. I love that because it's a thin line between empowered insight and data version, right? It reminds me how something is metrics, right? Okay. And that actually brings me to the next layer of this conversation because as we move from human driven monitoring to machine driven intelligence, right? We are entering a world where AI isn't just observing the system, it's defending it, right? But that opens a whole new question itself. Like what happens when the very thing that is protecting us becomes a target itself? Like if model can learn patterns, can't they also be tricked into learning the wrong ones? That's the that's the crux of the question that I wanted to know about.
okay. So basically, you are asking about the challenge, what the challenge we are facing when we try to implement the AI into the. Uh,
Right.
so okay, so I can give you one example. So no, actually, the main challenge were around the data quality and integration with the legacy system. When we try to implement the AI into the existing organization system, many organizations don't know how to implement the AI, right? And they don't know whether they actually need it or not. The main challenge were around the data quality, integration with the legacy systems, and the trust. We had to clean the data, build new connections, and make AI decisions explainable. Once a team saw it as it helps instead of the replacement, adoption become much smoother. I can give you one example where actually how we implement the AI in our existing work, and how that is helping us to actually improve the system performance and everything. I can give you like one small example. So right now, basically, I'm using the AI not as a separate product, but as a intelligence layer across everything we do, from security to data operations. For example, in our enterprise system, we have a tons of logs and metrics generated every seconds. Application event, SQL queries, API traces, and the user activities. In the past, we had a manual analyze those data to figure out what was the normal and what was the suspicious. So now with the AI models and the behavior analytics, the system itself learn what's the normal look like and flags deviations automatically. It helps us to move from reactive troubleshooting to the proactive prevention. That's the main goal, right? We need to teach the system to react itself, not instead of waiting for the attacks to happen. We need to predict them instead of waiting for a failure or an alert. AI identifies the pattern early, and maybe a service that's slowing down abnormally, or user suddenly accessing the data they are never touched before. We try to prevent that. We we have also started using AI to help with our configuration drift detection and anomaly scoring. So when something changes on the server or pipeline unexpectedly, the AI layer correlates with user activity, deployment history, and the performance data, and tells us whether it's a legitimate change or a potential risk. In simple terms, AI is becoming a part of systems nervous system. It doesn't just report issues; it helps the systems to sense and respond. And that's where the real transformation happens. Our infrastructure isn't just being managed; it started self-managing intelligently. Um, you know, acting proactively.
Wonderfully answered, Bhaskar. And I have been thinking about it. This work right? We have integrated AI into our skin back monitors, let's say the logs, and is able to tell the anomalies out of it, right? In a way, you're coming at a point where someone can question this, right? Like, do you think the traditional system administration is disappearing, uh, or is it evolving into something new with the AI? So, what are your views on this? Because 10 years back, when AI was still not as popular as today, I would say, um, it was a manual task, right? Like, someone had to log into the server, check for anomalies themselves, right? But with the help of AI and what we have been discussing about, what are your views on this about its traditional system administrators?
Right. So basically, with everything on the internet right now, cybersecurity is the main thing. We need to protect everything from the attackers. And with the AI, like how cybersecurity and AI work together, that dictates the future, right? The cybersecurity and AI become more and more connected going forward. Cybersecurity used to be a more reactive, detect, alert, report, but with the volume and the speed of today's attacks, humans alone can't keep it, right? AI changes that. AI can detect unusual patterns in a real time, analyze the massive amount of logs and signal quickly, spot threats before they actually cause the damage, reduce the false alarm. That's very important thing because people getting hundred of alerts every day and they don't know which are actually we need to act on. So we need to reduce that noise, and AI can help us to do that with AI. So instead of waiting something to break and then responding, AI helps security to become proactive and preventive. And when we bend them together, cybersecurity provides the rules, policy, and guardrails, and AI provides the speed, pattern recognition, and prediction. Together, like we can say, cybersecurity says what is safe, and AI helps answer: is everything happening? That's you know we that's not normal. And this is where the observability ties in. Because AI needs high quality signals to make the smart decision. With observability gives AI the visibility to make the smart decisions.
Right. Right. That's a wonderful point. And I love that idea because sometimes the hardest part isn't on the system, it's on the values driving it. And that actually leads me to the last question. Not just about who is building the systems, but how can they shape the culture around them, right? Because the moment you start talking about uh, balance, the intersection between humans and AI, you're not just patching code editor, you're patching decision making. And that's where security and innovation start to collide. So let me ask you this. Every company claims that they want innovation, right? But security team often get labeled as department of no. How do you lead in a way where security doesn't kill play too?
Okay. So I can give you one, advice for the teams who wants to start adopting the AI in their security or IT operations, so they will not, as you mentioned, without killing the people's thoughts, right?
Right.
So I would give the small advice. Um, Basically, I love this question because AI, a lot of teams wants to do AI, but they are not sure where to start and how to make it meaningful. Without and adaptation is the main challenge, right? With the team, because people are little intimidated by the introduction of the AI, and everybody's worried about whether AI going to replace the people or not. So my advice for the big organizations are like start small, stay practical, build trust step by step, because until the trust is built, teams will not ready to adapt to the work with the AI and adapt this new environment. So you don't have to deploy deep learning modules one day on the first day, right? Begin by using the AI in areas where it makes your daily task more easier. Just try to find one anomaly detection in logs or some predicting system resource spike or something like that, um, and then uh, focus on the data before the algorithms, and just please keep humans in the loop. AI should guide your team, not replace them. You still need people to review alerts, interpret trends, and decide how to act. The human judgment is what keeps the automation safe and effective. And finally, be patient and transparent. AI adoption isn't like a weekend project, right? So it's going to take some time. Share results openly when the system gets something right. Celebrate it when it gets something wrong. Learn from it. If you treat AI like a teammate you are training instead of a black box you are plugging in, you will get much better results and a lot more buy-in from your people and more support from your people.
Wonderful. That's a wonderful input, Bhaskar. And yeah, I agree. Like when we talk about adoption, uh, I think personally that the bottom-up approach does wonder. Like if instead of managers, well, somebody could disagree, but that's how I think that if an individual sees where they can integrate AI in their workflows, and you know it is said start small, and that's really resonated with me. So I think that's the right way in organization to go about integrating AI. Start small, figure out the person of how we want to
Right.
a exactly what the problem schedule. Right? That's. Well, thank you so much, Bhaskar. Just before we wrap this up, I just want to ask you, on behalf of everyone listening to today, what's the best way to reach out for you for everybody who's listening to this?
Yeah, you can reach out to me with my LinkedIn profile. You can just send your questions, and if you need any help, implementing the AI or any question related to the cybersecurity, you can reach out to me using my LinkedIn profile.
What dear listeners, I will have these people to share it's for you so you can take them up with me. And with that, come connect you today. We tactic has place. Today's conversation for me cybersecurity is also it's about confidence, observability, AI, defense. They're all mirror showing us how the unexpressed in machines, in people, and in ourselves. Maybe the future of security isn't but can predict threats, but people who can predict impact. Thanks for helping us see the firewalls and the broadcasters and reminding us that even in tech, humanity is still the strongest conclusion. Until next time, this is BizBlend, participants, right of evolution. Stay curious, stay aware, and don't forget to back your mind as often as this is.